Okay. We're gonna be back in 2 seconds with just to have a tour. See you later. Violet, my dog, does that sometimes. All right. And welcome back to another episode of ARK Survival Ascended here with Darby Topknot on the ARK server. I hope everybody's having a great day. How's it going? And you can see that we have today Benjamin, the Otter architect, which can only mean one thing. That's right, we're building today. Today, we're going to put an animal adoption center right here. So people will be able to come on the server, pick up animals, adopt them, give them great homes. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, as you guys can tell, we have a new Thyla. Everybody, this is Todd. He's back. We're very excited. He's just a baby now, but he will one day be great and powerful, just like his predecessor. And I thought that this would be a good opportunity to introduce you to him. And something I noticed with regards to Thylas on ASA. And you guys in the comments, you can tell me whether it's always been this way. I don't think it has. I rode one of these things around constantly on Scorched Earth on ASE, and it worked just fine. But for now, let's go ahead and check this out. Well, that's actually interesting since we're building today. Building pieces. Awesome. So you notice that Todd is pretty fast, right? And obviously he can climb up walls, but watch when he jumps. Do you guys notice anything? He doesn't jump forward. He only jumps straight up. And I think this is a bug, you know. And the thing about Thylas is they're supposed to be able to jump up onto anything and climb sheer cliffs and all this, just like he's doing right now. But they're also supposed to be able to jump forward. Todd does not seem to be able to do that. So let me know in the comments, is this the way things are now, or is this a bug? I think it may be a bug that it always thinks it's trying to jump up the side of something. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank everybody for all the support you've been showing in the videos. It's been amazing. We really appreciate it. And so, yeah, please continue to do so. And we'll try to crank out as many as we can. Today's building. So let's get right to it. Okay, so we are going to have this entrance off of this edge, and it'll be interesting because we're going to have a platform here with some like a little center, a little house thingy here, and then the rest we're going to fence in and have it be so that the dinos in here can just like be free ranging, right? So that they can be living their best life. And I think what we're gonna wanna do is go off of here. I've done a little bit of testing, and here it makes you hop up. So we're going to do so, and we will try to get up, and let's see, one on that side, then we'll start going back. And so we'll lay these down really quickly, and hopefully you'll be able to see fairly quickly what we're actually looking to do. So if we take a quick look, let me get rid of this, then we want to walk in a couple, and this from like here will all be fenced off, and I think we're going to have it come up and join up with this. So it's kind of like this where you can see the baryonyx and everything. We're going to use a similar type of pattern to that as far as the fencing goes, and I think we will have it all along here so that as people walk up through here, they'll be able to pet the dinos and all of that stuff. But right here, we're going to have one foundation worth of open space. We'll put some stuff there to look cool, and then have a 2x3 little place for, you know, filling out the paperwork and all of that stuff. And we're getting some lag. And then a little place out in back, right? And so then we'll be able to put troughs and stuff right here and all of that cool stuff. So I think that that's good. And let me drink some water, and we'll actually eat some of this. And then we will put the stairs down, and I think I just need these two right here. And let's see. Go in here, place, and we will go with stone steps. There we go. And that will be good. And so then we'll start putting things here. Okay, so Benjamin suggested we start a little differently than we have on any of these others. As you can see behind me with the Otter Cafe, we started with a half-high ceiling, so the quarter walls. And we did the same over there and everything. But here we're just going to go with the normal setup. And we wanted to be able to see out of this place and everything very well. You know, so we can see the dinos if they're walking over there. And we need big doorways so that we can get through. Darby's not a small guy. So I think we're going to make this too tall. And then we're going to do something a little bit differently for the overhang. We've basically been just going with a sharp overhang up until now. But I want to try something a little bit different. I'm thinking, you know, what do you need when you have an animal adoption center? Not much, right? I mean, in real life you do, but for dinos, you basically just need some storage. You need some troughs and stuff that we'll put out here. We're going to need some enrichment. So we'll end up putting maybe some plants and things out here. Then one other thing we're going to do today is we're going to, as part of that, put a little pen for some special visitors that we picked up. And one of them was a 150, one was a 145. So it'll be pretty cool to get them going, and I'll show you that in just a few minutes. So I want to do an overhang that meets up there. You know what? Benjamin, what do you think? Is that too tall? Yes, this is too tall. So let me go ahead and pull these down real quick. And it's just too tall for as wide as it is. And I will pull these down, and then we will put up quarter walls there instead. And I think that'll look better. So proportions are really, really important as you do your building. So let me do this, and we'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, if you look, that looks a lot better. It's more proportional with its width. So always pay attention to the dimensions, especially if you've been playing ASE for a long time and now you're moving over to ASA. These walls are much, much taller right now. So you have to take that into account, and we'll just go ahead and put the rest of these up. And I don't think this build should take all that long. We do have some dinos that we're going to have to go get, because with things roaming out here free, we will need guards, right? And so those guards I would like to be canine in nature. We do. Hello. Hi, Love. Look at Love. She's just chilling. And we do have some direwolves, but they might be a little bit big. So I'm thinking it would be awesome to have some hyenodon just chilling out in here, have them on neutral so that if anything happens, they'll go after it, because a pack of hyenodons is like impossible to take on for most creatures. They'll just tear it apart, especially if they're high level. How are we doing, Benjamin? Yeah, running a little long on time? No, I don't think so. I think we're shorter than usual. Our building is 3 wide. So what's that going to mean if we put a peaked roof? It means we're going to have a flat roof on the middle, right? Or you have to make it hang down over. I would like to have it end here instead, which is something we haven't done to date in this this village, right? We're usually doing something like that. So I think it'll be interesting to take a look at that and see if we can make it look cool. And if not, I'll just not publish this part of the video. So if we look there, now you're seeing that it looks a little bit better as far as the dimensions even now. So for the height, that is a pretty good width, I'd say. So let's go ahead and grab the next piece. So next piece we're gonna need is these guys. Okay, so it took us a couple times to get the right snap points here, but we'll be able to make this work now. So you're seeing that it lets us, because we are too long here, it lets us overhang because we're using these quarter walls here, and that gives us that extra snap point in the way. How's it going, Todd? And you know what? Let's do this from the inside. It's probably the only way we'll make it happen. So bang, bang, and then we want to go up from here. And so let's see, there we go. There's that one, there's that one. And from here, no, stop that. There we go. And so now we have all of that in place, and I think that'll look cool. We can even have, is that too high? Okay, I don't think I'll make a decision on that just yet. Let's go ahead and, no, you know what? It looks different enough from the others that I think it'll be okay. So we can even have like a loft up there. So put a ceiling there and then have a loft up there for storage. And if we do that, we may just take this across and make it a flat roof anyway. I'm just kind of brainstorming right now. As you guys know, I don't build these things beforehand. And we just go from what we see. So let's go ahead. I'm going to grab some pieces, and then we will continue on. Okay, so we've done some changes, and we're going to leave both. So we're going to have this little detached roof thing here. Kind of like we did over here a little bit, to make sure there's enough breeze to keep things kind of dry. And I don't know what we're going to actually do with the... let's go ahead and see if we can make this happen. There we go. I don't know what we're going to do with these entrances here. So the idea is that, and I'll show you from the inside in a sec, is that we have a roof. Well, okay, so we have a ceiling, then we have a roof, and then a real roof, right, with the shingles. So we have a couple different levels here, and we're going to store stuff upstairs, and this will be the little place where people come in and fill out their paperwork and all of that, like we were saying. And then I put this here, and this big open trap door there. Here, I am thinking that we will leave this open and use pillars to block up the sides, kind of like we have in the other areas. So I think we may actually just take this out and do the same here. And if you notice, there's this little slanted opening here. I think that that will be interesting to have. And so I think this will end up working. What I was experiencing while building this was that with it being too wide, it looked kind of weird because it was 3 here. And, well, over 3. So it's 4 here and then 2 on the other side, and it just wasn't working. So I did this overhang, and this part I am using these thin pillars, which is just another setting on the wooden pillar, to go ahead and make those work. And I think this will look okay at the end. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to start laying out the outside. because one of the other things you'll notice is if we come over here, it looks kind of strange there on its own because it's hanging over that way. But why is it hanging over? There's no reason. When we put up the fencing here, then that will give it a reason. It's like, oh, hey Todd, you're making it hang over because that's where all the animals are, right? And so what we did here is we came over and did the little trick with the triangle foundations just to give this some place to go so that it didn't look quite as bad. And I think that will be it. What I think we're going to use here are these fence posts. And what this does is, as you have uneven ground, you'll notice that wherever I put this, I can make it the same height. Even if I had placed some over here, I could put it on top to make it that same height as this. So we're gonna just try putting this over. We did the same thing with the herbivore pen out back. Let's go ahead and take a look at the way we handled this over in these other places. So if you notice this, we used, yeah, and we did grind some stuff up recently. We used these stone railings to create a foundation, for lack of a better term, and then put this on top. So we might do something kind of similar over here, and I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be like, but when we do this part, we may do exactly that. So if we come back over here, this actually we did right there the same way. So if we use these stone railings next to there, it just adds a nice little speed bump, and I think makes it look cooler when you have the stone here. So it's not just stone with a bunch of wood in between, it's stone with stone in between and then the wood being an accent. Right, guys? Okay, everybody, so here is a little tip, and I had to go and look at how I did the other one to figure this out again. So with these, they will indeed stay at the same height, right? And where's that guy? Anyway, and that's great, but if you just start, it's going to be higher, right? I had to come back here and make it so it's going to be the same height as whatever you start with. And I had to come back here and do this because what I was running into was, as I was trying to put this here, these guys were placing up high. And it's not actually placing that high because of the foundation here. It's placing that high because of this fence. And I wasn't able to get the railing to place down on the ground where I wanted it until I went and did this, right? So I made these shorter. And so that's what I am doing now. And actually, let's see, did I put one here? You'll see that there are a couple heights. So if I just go off of here, it's gonna kind of make me do that. I had to actually put down a railing, or sorry, a fence support to get the height, and I took the height off of the fence support. So let me show you over here. So I had to put one of these guys down, and then from there I was able to get this lower instead of just coming off of the foundation, which makes it higher, right? So one of those little ARK tricks that you're going to need to know about if you want to make things work the way that you probably want them to work. And so the other thing that was happening is this starts in the middle. So you notice if I snap to the taller one, we have these pillars starting in the middle. But if I snap to the bottom one, then it starts down here where we want it to start. And that's going to be really, really important as we go along here and make this stuff fit our idea of what looks cool. Another thing that you need to do is when you are going to put these down and all of the railings and the pillars and stuff, take away the foundations that are next to it because it will try to snap to them first. So if you notice, this is trying to snap to the top of that foundation. It won't do that once I take those foundations away. So just a couple little tips, and hopefully that helps you guys out. I'm going to go ahead and continue getting these new pieces put in, and then we'll bring you guys back once we're ready to lay down the wall itself. All right, so we have this laid out a bit here, and I'm going to show you the way we're going to do this. So don't worry, I'm going to use pillars here to clean all of that up, and hopefully they're the right size. But we're going to have a double door here so we can get guys out. And then along here, we're going to do this much like we did on the other side. And so at regular intervals, we're going to have pillars. Let's see if this corrected the problem we were having with the scale of it. Yeah, okay. So that looks a little bit better. It looks like it makes more sense, right? How that's overhanging. And maybe I need to bring this side and get rid of this sharp edge and use one of those slanted ones. So I'll try that. But we're going to have guys out here with enough room to chill out, walk around. We'll put some plants there as well. So let me go ahead and get that figured out over there, and we will get the pillars in so that they look good, and I will put this back, and then we can get to decorating. All right, so here we see the wild Darby in his natural habitat, sneaking up on a 150 Hyenodon. We want the Hyenodon to be guards for the animal shelter, adoption center. And so I separated this guy from its pack, and we are trying to make this happen in a terrible place. No, don't go up to the bird. Don't do it. And this is going to take so long. So long. No, leave the bird alone. And I just hope we don't get punked by something, because this is not a good location. Okay, let's go. And we're 5.3%, and I've pet it like 40 times. Okay, it's going to turn around. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Don't start a fight. Okay, we're sneaking. Pet. Oh, it got mad. Okay, so it must have noticed me or something. I don't really know what the deal is with these guys, but we're gonna do our best. Yeah. Okay, let's see. We're at 97.4%. This thing's gonna be like a level 35 by the time we're done with it, man. You can only pet every 30 seconds. Quit walking that way. Love, tell him to come back this way. Come on, love. Do your job. It's so funny to have an otter around you. By the way, get yourself a high-level otter. And, like, right now, I'm in ghillie armor. And, I have what was a level... Okay, cool. So it looks like... Is my teaming percentage going up? It looks like you can do it correctly and incorrectly. And let's see. So I must have messed up a couple times. I'm not sure what the exact mechanics are. But, okay. At least it's not as difficult as the spider. but get yourself a high level otter. And like right now, I just have a little bit of ice cube going on. Okay, so that kept it at 9.6%. I don't get it. I don't really know, man. But we're gonna keep doing this until we have something to go home with. Okay, so yeah, we had an incident. It was doing like 1.3% per pet. I don't know what the deal is. That's way too little. And the thing glitched into a rock, and then it bumped into me, bouncing off the rock, and it went down 25% when I was at 75% after petting it 350 times. And then as I was getting back up, there was an Ankylosaurus that was kind of figure eighting over there, and it pushed me into this guy. And so this guy freaked out, and so obviously, you know, the only thing that we could really do was kill the Ankylosaurus for doing that and pick this dude up. We're going to take it back home and throw it into some type of pen so that we can do this in peace. And, oh, Titanosaur. How's it going, bro? Okay, guys, so we did eventually get this this little lady tamed up. Had to knock her out twice because of some glitches and tamed her way over there in the wild reaches. But there's a little bit of another glitch with these Hyaenodon. You know how you can make them sit down? Well, you can also make them follow you. It's hilarious. It's even better when you do this, because I want them wandering, right? So if we go in here and let's go to behavior. Okay, disable wandering. So wandering, right? So she's wandering now. What? He walked out the front door. We're gonna have to go get our Fiomia. Come on, man. Wander around. Watch. Watch. Oh, fix your game, ARK. Oh, it's so ridiculous. Did nobody test that? Okay. We're gonna be back in 2 seconds with just to have a tour. See you later. Violet, my dog, does that sometimes. All right, everybody. So we have completed the task for today. Benjamin, how you feeling about this one, buddy? And yes, love, I know. It's always fun building, isn't it? So let's go ahead and take a look at where we are. I wanted to start out here. As you can see, we did end up painting the roof. And let's do it this way. So I think that we may end up painting this roof over here, maybe even this one. And there are some painting techniques that I figured out by accident that I'm going to be showing in a future episode that can help you add some texture to your builds. And I might use one of those on that cavern over there because it's so big. But I think with these different colors, it starts to look pretty good. And so we do still have a glitched Hyaenodon. We are going to get another Hyaenodon. You can see it's having trouble over there. But we decided to go with pink and this dark brown color there. And as you can see, we need a dung beetle over here, which we might actually go get. But if you look from this direction, it looks proportional. And I think having that overhang is a good idea because we do have some stuff out back there. And having that post there, those thin posts from the pillars, makes sense. We also made a little pen for the snails. And we wanted to have these guys on wander, but they get out so easily. And I don't want to close them in. We do have 3 other ones cooking up right now, and they're just absolutely decimating the veggie cakes, as you can imagine. But let's go ahead and go around here and we'll take a look. And by the way, you always have to leave the doors closed because the Phiomia, he goes on a walkabout. So if you take a look, we did this painting of just some of these cross pieces on the pillars, and I think that looks okay. We'll decide. You guys leave a comment, let me know what you think about that, if we should do more than that, if you think it would look better with it just that solid brown color. But if you're looking there, having the pillars go past each other is pretty cool because it gives us that little box there with the cross beams, and I think that that works pretty well. We went a full distance across. As you know, on the sides here, we have those outcroppings, right? And so what that does, because we use the quarter ceilings for it, is it throws everything off a half on each side. But that's good. It raised this top piece up, and we painted in the kind of lattice we did with the rails up there. And I'll show you that when we get upstairs. And then we have these rails here like we have on these other sections. But I started the pillars, the cross beams, going from there to there to there to there. So you see, instead of the 3 for the 3 wide, it's 4. And starting at one end. And then up here we did 2 instead of the 1. And I think that looks like it adds some support. As you can see, we added this into the look and feel of walking through, right? So as we put up more and more railing, it makes more and more sense. One thing we did do is we put this here, even though it's not a place you can go to, and we're gonna have a generator here because we need more power. And let's see if we can squirt through there. There we go. And I'll show you the back in a minute. Looks like we need to paint that there, but if you take a look up here, we have a citronal tree, which I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Wildcard for messing these up. Yes, it does look more like a lemon bush. We used to have one in the backyard, and it produced 1 billion lemons every year, but it's not as appealing to the eye as the other. I find the foliage that they have a little bit clustery. It's not as... I think some of the models just don't look as good in the builds, and I will go through and paint these little cross beams here. But as you can see, we painted the door, and so when you come inside, we have a place for a little bit of storage and all of that. The insides are painted, and I think that was the dark brown as well. I don't think it's black, I think it's dark brown. You have a little waiting area over here, and one of the things I'll tell you is when you place down things like benches and chairs, just paint them. Even if your bench and everything is just a brown color, it's gonna look better than this color, which is what they will be if you don't. So it just makes them look a little more finished, and try not to paint the rivets. It looks cool with them there. But once again, I guess do what you want. And so we just kept with the pink theme. By the way, the pink theme, that comes from something... Hello, Benjamin. Great job today. That comes from a vet that... it was actually an animal hotel and vet that Dyson Loves Squirrels, that she made on the very first Darby World on Minecraft. And it was this pink... building, and that was one of the first things she really built on her own. It was a long time ago, but we're doing this just in homage to that. So if you're wondering where the pink comes from for this building, that's where it comes from. Now, one thing you need to do, if you're going to open this door, close that door, because these guys will make a run for it. The new AI does work. So here's apparently where you would do some paperwork and all that stuff. I guess Love is trying to tell me that we need to put a picture of some sort there. Oh, you know what? Maybe we'll get a picture of our real-life dogs and put them there, or maybe we'll take some pictures with some of the animals, take screenshots, and turn them into paintings there. Good idea, Love. We have a little bit of storage up here. We just threw it up here like somebody was putting things in here and not worrying too much about it. One thing I will say is paint these as well. It just looks better. There's this lattice and this lattice over here that we did, right? So just that looks like it gives this more structural support. You can look out here into the back, and there it goes. Oh, amazing. I've tried everything I can to undo that. I really hope the next time I log in that the Hyaenodon is not scooting around on its bottom like that. As you can see, we have a couple chairs out here and another box where people can just hang out. And take a look at this side. We have that overhang coming out, and I think that it just adds a little more variation. And I didn't want the giant pillars here, so we used these thinner pillars, and then we can always just, you know, pull up here and watch the animals. Excuse me, can you not do that? But I wanted it to, oh, now we have visitors again. I wanted it to be so that as people are going through the town, right, they can see the animals, and that we'll have a little bit of life over here. And hopefully we don't create a ton of lag with all of these guys walking around. I don't think we will, but you're seeing we are getting a lot more spawns. But this is kind of the idea, and then people, we're going to put out some seating and stuff here, as you saw before. So, you know, we thought these pink guys would be really cool to have out here. And yeah, that has a bunch of the sweet veggie cakes in it, and we'll have to find out what the that's a great sound, what the consumption rate is to determine how many of these guys can stay out. And look at him go. Oh, it's just not, it's not okay. Since the Hyaenodon will do that, we should have races like that where we have two Hyaenodon, and you have two people, and you call your you make your Hyaenodon sit, and then you have your friend do the same, and you each call your dog over. I think that would be really, really funny. And you know, we can do time trials, maybe set up an obstacle course. But hey, for now, thank you everybody for taking the time to hop on with us and watch the videos. We really appreciate all the amazing support you give us on each of these videos. Please continue to watch. We have more building tutorials coming up, and some where we're going to be building an aviary coming up, so don't miss that. And we actually have for our next video a special treat that involves a very large dino that we were able to secure in, once again, the worst way possible. But anyway, this is Benjamin, the Otter Architect, and I am Darby Topknot, talking to you from the ARK server. Have a fantastic day. Please remember to like, subscribe, share. We're edging up on 100 subscribers, and so we would love to hit that number. We have something really special planned for that time. But for now, I want to say thanks again, and bye for now.